What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're back with another NBA slate. Talking about tonight's slate, man, I'm not super happy with it. I'm gonna be honest with you. We got some ugly games. We got a couple of decent games, I think, but overall the slate's not the greatest. So I recommend playing light. You're probably gonna see me play very light on this slate tonight. I do want to say that yesterday was a losing day for us. So looking at our plays from yesterday, I remember telling you guys in our last video that I had the Rams winning, and the Rams, if they won, would cause my Sunday to be profitable. Well, the Rams lost, so it ended up taking us down $300 on Sunday. I lost $32 last night on the sports books, and I'm gonna show you what I played. I played these. So I had Knicks and T-Wolves in a parlay, which cashed. I had the Bucks money line, Nuggets money line, and Nets money line. So I really needed either the Nuggets or the Nets to cash for me to have a nice day. Neither of them did. Both of them were either tied or ahead at halftime. The Nets blew like a 15-point lead in the first quarter, which, I mean, it's the first quarter. Obviously, it takes a while for these teams to get warmed up sometimes. But overall, I'm okay with losing $32 with the teams that I chose, because if the Nets would have won, it would have been $200 profit. If the Nuggets would have won, which I think the Nuggets are the better team, they just got killed the second half. It was a tie game at halftime. They still got beat by 20. The Heat were just unstoppable last night. Dropped almost 150 points in that game, so it is what it is. I would take the Nuggets against the Heat in majority of games. So I'm okay with losing $32 there. For the month, I'm still up right at $5,000 on money line. So sportsbook bets have still been going very, very good. I told you guys, when you lose one day, sometimes you can have a little bit of a rough spell. So the last few days have been worse than the rest of the month. The rest of the month's been very, very green. My total profit across player props and money lines this month so far is around $7,500. So I'm okay with that. I'm obviously not fretting. If I lose the next 2 days, I'm still going to be up probably $6,000, $7,000. So I'm okay with that going through the end of the month. And hopefully on New Year's and New Year's Eve, we're able to have us a green day. Hopefully today's green. That would be awesome to have a nice Taco Tuesday. But overall, month is looking really, really good. Last couple of days been a little bit red. If you're joining the Discord now and you're losing, I apologize. There's nothing I can do. Like, you guys can see the win streak. You can see what's brought you into the Discord. Having a couple of losing days is going to happen. I can't win every single day. I'm going to tell you that right now. There's going to be weeks I lose. There's going to be months where I'm not profitable. It happens. Overall, though, I'm averaging 5 to 6K profit per month, and I'm happy with that. So that's what I've got in terms of yesterday's picks. It was not the best. So, like I said, once again, sorry about that. Free picks yesterday. We had a Blake Corum void. So I had this, actually, instead of locking in on Prizepicks, I ended up locking this in on chalkboard. So I took Corum, 30 rushing yards, and then I took him with Zane Gonzalez and behind Robinson, which Bajan was actually a discounted line, which he cashed easy. But this ended up being a 1.52x with just these two after the void. But since they were on the same team, it just refunded the whole slip. So sucked for that. The other play missed by 0.5. We needed Ant-Man to cash us for 3 threes. He had 2, so a hook on that one, which really, really sucks. But I am going to pick a winner from yesterday's video to win a free month of our VIP. If you're new to the channel, I do this in every single video. If the video gets 250 likes, I'll randomly select a comment down in the comments to win a free month. So drop a like, leave a comment on the video, and let's go ahead and pick our winner from yesterday. You do have to be a subscriber to win. So the winner is going to be for Sean Wallace, who said, "Let LFG, that VIP sounds fire." Well, Sean, send me a message on Discord, Ryan Fantasy Aces or Fantasy Ace, and I will get you added for that free month, my man. I appreciate the love and support from every single one of you guys commenting, liking on the video. It means a lot. And yeah, Sean, like I said, send me a message and I'll get you added for that VIP, and hopefully we can have a good day for you today. If you guys do want to join the Discord link's down in the description. The Discord's free to join. If you want to get every single play that I post, which you can see I showed you the profit for the month, then you can get it for $10 a week or $25 a month. The link to the WAP is down in the description. What you do is you join the Discord, you pay through WAP, you connect your WAP to your Discord account, or your Discord to your WAP account, and it gives you access to the VIP channels in the Discord. So that's all there is to it. Very, very simple. You can use code NBA right now for 20% off. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into these games. We've got a 4-game slate. Like I said, it's an ugly slate. We've got a couple of good games and a couple of games that could potentially get ugly. So let's talk about the first one. First game is going to be the Sixers and the Grizzlies. This game is in Memphis right now. The Grizzlies are plus 110 underdogs, 1.5 on the spread with a 234.5 total. Majority of the money is on the Sixers for good reason. Now, when you look at these two teams, The Grizzlies have not looked that bad as of recently. If we take a look at these two teams and how they played, the Sixers are on a 3-game loss streak. They lost to OKC, the Bulls, and to the Nets. So a couple of games here that aren't very strong losses, but then they got beat by OKC, which, I mean, that's expected from this Philly team. If you come over here and look at the Grizzlies have won 2 of their last 3. They beat the Jazz, they beat the Bucks, and they lost to the Wizards. Other than that, though, the last, 13 or so games, this team has actually looked pretty dang strong. They beat the Clippers in a couple of games, beat Portland, they beat Clippers in 3 games, actually. They beat Minnesota. They kept the game semi-close to OKC. For it being in OKC, that's closer than I expected, to be honest with you. And then they lost to the Wizards twice. So they've been struggling versus Washington, but they've been okay versus some of these mediocre teams. Sixers, they have some strong wins in here. They beat the Knicks. They beat Dallas. Beat Golden State. They've lost to some weaker teams as well, lost to some strong teams, lost to the Lakers. Lakers are decent when they're fully healthy, struggling with some injuries here as well. These two teams, Embiid is questionable. Embiid's obviously a big pickup for Philly. Yeah, he's been worse as of the last couple seasons just due to all his injuries and things like that. Missing Kelly Oubre, Watford's out. Looking on the Memphis side of things, they're missing a lot. They're missing Caldwell Pope, they're missing Clark, they're missing Zach Edey, they're missing Ty Jerome, they're missing our boy John. Lundale is questionable. Scottie Pippen's out. Vince Williams is out. They do have Ja Morant back in. So this team is kind of hit or miss with injuries. Some games they perform well, some games they don't. In terms of picking a winner on this game's got a 1.5-point spread. It can definitely go either way. The advantage is for Memphis at home, obviously, but I think the Sixers team is just better. So give me the Sixers in this game for even odds. I'm probably putting half a unit on this one. I may end up locking a full unit. Like I said, I'm going to be playing light on this slate, but give me the Sixers here. I think this game's going to be okay for player props. I think you can get some decent value here, but overall, this game with a decent total isn't that bad. Next game we have is the Celtics versus the Jazz. Now, this game has a 7.5-point spread. Utah is plus 256 underdogs at home with a 240.5 total. So this is the fastest-paced game on the slate and could potentially be a player prop gold mine if this game stays competitive. So looking at the Jazz, 64% of the money is on the Jazz money line, and then 67% is on the Celtics to cover a 7.5-point spread. The majority of the money being on the Jazz money line is because of the odds and them playing at home. They do have Lauri Markkanen playing. Keontae George is questionable. You can see here they're missing Kessler, obviously. Kevin Love is out. Niang's out. Ace Bailey is out. Boston is missing Boucher, Tatum, obviously, and Amari Williams, who is questionable for his knee. Overall, the Celtics team's about what we expect to have. Nothing major is missing. We're not missing Jaylen Brown. We're not missing Derek White or Peyton Pritchard or anything like that. So I do think the Boston team is better. Now, put Keontae George in, and I think this Utah Jazz team could potentially win this game. They just beat the Spurs in San Antonio, by the way, 127-114, which is probably the biggest win they have this season. I don't know if they've beat any other. I mean, the Spurs are freaking a powerhouse team, so it's beating them and beating the Pistons back-to-back games. So this is why there's a lot of money on the Jazz, because they've been playing very well. Now, I do think this could potentially be a trap. Do I think that the Jazz beat the Spurs and the Pistons in back-to-back games ever again this season? No, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Jazz are that good of a team. So I think this potentially makes it look like this Jazz team is better than they are. I think that with Markkanen in and Keontae George in, that they're not bad. I think this game does stay competitive. But realistically, I do think this Celtics team is a little bit better. Now, when it comes to putting money on the odds that we have here, give me the Jazz, to be honest, at plus 256 for half a unit or a quarter of a unit because the value's there, and I'm willing to take a chance on them. But overall, man, this game, good for player props. Kind of ugly when you're trying to pick a side because, like I said, Celtics are better, but the Jazz have been playing well, so maybe they come out here and get a dub at plus 250 odds, which is obviously going to be a good payout. So you guys can kind of take what you want on that one. I do think the Celtics win, but like I said, plus 256, I'm willing to risk a little bit of money on that. Next game we have is the Pistons versus the Lakers. This is the best game on the slate, in my opinion. Looking at this, we have the Lakers plus 123 underdogs at home, 2.5-point spread, and a 232.5 total. Right now, the money's 50-50, 55% on the Lakers' money line and 69% on Detroit covering a 2.5-point spread. Looking at these two teams, I'm pretty sure today is LeBron's birthday, which means a lot of money's probably going to be on our boy LeBron. Now, LeBron struggled a little bit this season coming off an injury. He's had some good games, had some bad games as well, so I don't trust him to just pop off because it's his birthday. They are missing Austin Reeves. AR being out is going to lead a lot of uses to Doncic and LeBron. Those two probably pop off a little bit more than they normally would. Doncic being the main guy that I'm looking for in this game. Detroit, I'm kind of looking at Jalen Duren, looking at Austin Thompson, and I'm looking at Cade Cunningham as the 3 targets for this game. Thompson's a little bit volatile. He has good games, but he's not very consistent. So I kind of probably won't put much on Thompson Alser if I do. But Jalen Duren and Cade Cunningham are the two that I'm mainly looking for on this Detroit side of things. They are missing Chris LeVert, who is doubtful, potentially missing, and then you got Wendell Moore, who is questionable. Overall, these two teams pretty competitive, fully healthy. The Lakers have still struggled. They've lost 3 of their last 4 games. They lost to the Clippers, lost to the Suns, and they lost to Houston. Looking at the Pistons have lost back-to-back games as well to the Clippers and to the Jazz. So both teams kind of struggling lately. Now, when it comes to which team do I think is better, I kind of think the Pistons are a little bit better of a team overall, especially with AR being out this game. Both teams are good teams, though. This game could legitimately go either way. I honestly feel like the Lakers want to pick up a win for LeBron. I will confirm here that it is LeBron's birthday. Give me one moment, because I don't want to make a decision based off of that. Based off of that, and it not be. Yeah, December 30th is his birthday, so it is his birthday. So I had to confirm before I start talking about it. But I do think the Lakers, being LeBron's birthday, is going to be fired up. They're going to come out here to get a win. LeBron obviously doesn't want to lose to a good team on his birthday. Let's be honest. He's going to come out here and try to beat the Pistons. I think it's going to be a good game. And if you want to take the Lakers, I don't think the Lakers are a bad play. But realistically, I think Detroit's the better team. And I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit come out here and got a win on the road versus the Lakers. Last game on the slate is going to be the Kings versus the Clippers. I don't have a play for this game. I'm going to be honest with you. The Clippers are the better team. The Clippers have been playing well lately. They're on a 4-game win streak, beating Houston, the Lakers, and Detroit. This team has looked freaking dynamite lately. Obviously, the Clippers should win this game, but they're minus 355. When you look at this Clippers team, look at these losses and these wins. This team, with all of this, you have like 5 losses, 1 win, 5 losses, 1 win, 5 losses, 1 win. That team is minus 350 favorites. Now, I know they're playing one of the worst teams in the league in the Kings. The Kings are suffering with injuries. Sabonis and Levine out. Keegan Murray is questionable. The Clippers are still missing Bill, Bogdanovich. John Collins is questionable. Zubac's still out. So the Clippers actually seem to be playing better without Zubac, which is kind of weird because Zubac's been a pretty good player for them. But regardless, man, I can't put money on the Kings because I think they get beat. But I can't put money on the Clippers either at minus 350 because I don't think that they're a safe enough bet at minus 350 to take it for that number. So just fading this game overall. Player props I don't like either. I'm kind of targeting these 3 games for this slate so far. So let's go ahead and jump into some player props, lock in some slips live on video. So I got 2 slips I want to lock in. Both of these are going to be using some type of promo, so we'll talk about those in just a minute. I do want to say if you want to get a free month of VIP, you can sign up with any of our partnered apps down in the description. There's 7 apps down there. Chalkboard, Sleeper, Underdog, Parlay Play, Novig, Dabble, and Better. Any of those 7 apps get you a free month. They do stack. You can get up to 7 full months of VIP for free. If you sign up for one, just let me know on Discord. Send me a screenshot of your deposit, and we'll get you added. The one that I'm pushing a lot right now is Parlay Play. Parlay Play gives you a $5 free bet. They give you a deposit match up to $100. And we play a lot on Parlay Play, one of my favorite apps by far. And one reason for that being all the promos that you give you. All of these are promos. You just hit the promo tab and you can scroll down and get payout boost. So just letting you guys know that it is one of the better apps in my opinion if you want to use it and tell a lot of the slips. You can tell Prizepicks, Chalkboard, any of the slips I post on another platform, majority of them you can post or play on Parlay Play as well. One other thing, I am now partnered with Upside Tools. If you're not sure what Upside Tools is an optimizer. What it does, it allows you to find lines across different sports books and find the best value. An example right here would be Michigan versus Texas. You got Texas minus 7.5 spread. It's plus 115 on Novig. If you look at this across every other app, you got minus 101, 106, plus 104, plus 100, minus 103, minus 110 on Fliff. So it shows you where to get the best value at. That way, if you're playing a play, you don't have to just do like I do a lot of the times and go to every single app and try to lock in a slip and find the best value. This will tell you exactly where you want to play it. You can click up here on player props. You can go to the book. You can pick whichever book you're using, Underdog, Prizepicks, Dabble, whatever, and you can do it across books as well. For example, Jared Vanderbilt right here, under 7.5 points and assists. It's 54% chance of hit, and they get this value based off of what it is on other books. So if you look at this right now, I think it's Fanatics, minus 140 on Fanatics, and it's even odds on Prizepicks. So you're getting very, very good value on Prizepicks compared to what other books are currently pricing this at. Same thing for here. Underdog has this at minus 191 for Sidney Crosby, over 13.5 face-offs won. I know nothing about hockey hockey, so this means nothing to me, but I'm just showing you 54% of chance to hit. It's giving you way better value on Prizepicks to run these plays, and that's what you can do. Code ACES gets you 25% off, and they do have a 5-day free trial right now if you guys sign up with our code, so make sure you guys try it out if you want to. But anyways, let's jump into these plays, guys, and let's lock them in live. The first pick that I have for today is going to be for our man Laurie Markkinen. I'm taking Markkinen, and I'm taking him to give us 29.5 points, rebounds, and assists. This PRA line has been a wagon for us so far this season with Markkinen. Markkinen has played very well since coming back from his injury. He's cashed us in 5 straight games. I don't like looking at last 5, but he's averaging 40 PRA over his last 5, and he's averaging right at 36 minutes per game or 37 minutes per game. He's cashed us 74% of games on the season. He's been very, very consistent. 3 games that he's missed by 0.5. So the games that he's even missing, he's keeping it very, very close. And this is what I love to see when I'm making a prop. When I'm finding a player prop, I want to find one who's cashed this line a lot, and the ones that they've missed, they've kept it very close. 28, 29, 27. Most of these are within a bucket away from cashing this line. So it's very, very consistent. Head-to-head, he had 31 his only game this season versus the Celtics. So this game should be competitive. Like I said, the Jazz have beat 2 strong teams back-to-back. Markkinen's had 38 and 35 in those 2 good wins. I could see them beating Boston tonight. I think the Celtics win, but I can see a game where the Jazz come out here and win at home. So looking at the Celtics, they don't give up very many stats for sure. If you go to the forward position, they still don't give up that many. They really don't give up any stats to any position at all. Top 10 defense in every single category. Now, if we come over here to Props Madness, we got the Jazz and the Celtics game pulled up. We can look at Laurie, and you can see where the shot charts have him scoring the most. So he shoots 30% of his shots from behind the arc, which they're going against a bottom 5 defense in the 3-point line. And he shoots 34% of his shots under the rim going against the top 5 defense. So overall, Laurie's hard to stop. He's an all-star player for a reason, and I expect him to have a good game tonight versus this Celtics team. So let's pull him up. Markkinen, 29.5 PRA. Should give us a 1.2x. Yes, I should be correct. And it should give us a double up with what I'm wanting to run it with. So who do I want to run Laurie Markkinen with? I want to run him with Jalen Duren. So I'm playing a parlay play boost, Jalen Duren. And Jalen Duren's line is a double-double. Now, Jalen Duren is good for 10 points. When you click double-double, it's going to look very, very weird on here. I don't like the way it looks. So I just look at points. I look at points at 9.5. He needs 10 points. He needs 10 rebounds. That's what we're looking for Duren. Duren's cashed at 25 of 29 games so far this season. He should put up 10 points versus the Lakers. He had 1 of 2 games last season where he cashed. 1 game he did only get 6 points, but he is averaging 11.1 field goal attempts per game. If you look at him over the last 5 or 6 games, some games he's getting 15 to 20 shots. So the dude is putting up big numbers. 10 points is really nothing. He can get that in pretty much free throws, shooting 5.7 free throws per game as well. The Lakers don't have a great points defense. They give up 117 points per game. They don't give up that many to centers, 14.6 points per game to centers, the number 1 team in the league in terms of points defense to centers. But 10 points for Duren is nothing. It's minus $1,100 for him to cash. That is very, very likely to hit. So what we're going to be sweating is going to be his boards for that double-double. So when we look at his rebounds, we're going to look at 9.5. He's cashed it 62% of games this season. He's averaging right at 11 boards per game. They are going to need him in this game. This game is going to be competitive, in my opinion. If you look at his last 10, he's averaging right at 10 boards. Some of these games he's not getting very many, but he is still playing right at 30 minutes per game. And the games where he's playing well, he's going to get bigger minutes, obviously, if the game stays competitive. And the dude's been playing good. So I like the odds here for Jalen Duren to give us 10 boards. I'm taking a chance on it here. Head-to-head versus the Lakers, he had 9 and 14 in his last 2 games. Both are from last season, like I said. If you look at the Lakers to centers, they don't give up very many boards, 11 per game, but I do think Jalen Duren is a different animal. I think he comes out here, and I think he gives us those 10 boards versus the Lakers. So I'm going to take Duren for a double-double promo right here. It's a 1.6x. This gives us a 2.1x, 2.01x. $250 is going to win 500. Let's lock it in live. So Jalen Duren plus Laurie Markkinen in slip number 1 is locked in. So for the second slip, let's jump into the first player prop for the second slip. So first player prop is going to be for our man Luka Doncic. Now, I'm taking Luka here. If you want to take LeBron, I don't think LeBron's a bad play, but I think Luka's been more consistent. I think Luka's going to be leaned on more to score. Now, this is the line I don't take. I do not play players to score 30 points. I'm taking that for Doncic tonight, because I think this game is a game the Lakers could potentially win. And I think this game is going to be very competitive. So Luka has cashed his 70% of games this season. He has scored at least 30 points. A lot of these games he's getting 40+, 49 points, or 45+ in some of these games. So Luka is averaging 22.6 field goal attempts. There's no Austin Reeves in this game, leading to more scoring opportunities for Doncic as long as this game stays competitive. What we're going to do is click this. We're going to do games without players, and we're going to look at Reeves. So take Reeves out of the equation. He's cashed 3 of 6 games. He's averaging right at 29.5 points. He's averaging right at 22 field goal attempts. The games that he's missed, 29 this game, 22 this game. He shot 28% here, shot 31% here. This game was a blowout loss, so he didn't have as many minutes. You can see he played 19 minutes here, played 26 minutes here. The games where he's playing minutes, he's obviously doing well. And then we got to filter this to home games because home games make a difference for Doncic as well because he's been playing very well at home. 35 and 34 points in his last 2 games at home. Now, I know I kind of filtered this to make it look good, but this was like, it's actually things that you want to look at. You want to look at how a player plays at home versus how a player plays on the road, and then you got to look at how a player plays when one of their lead scorers is out as well. So looking at this, he's averaging 34.5 points. This is versus the Spurs and versus the Kings. So Spurs is obviously a pretty strong defensive matchup. So seeing that makes me feel good. Kings, don't really care too much about that Kings game, to be honest with you. But overall, I like Luka tonight. Think he's going to put up a lot of shot volume, and him having a lot of shot volume is going to lead to potentially scoring 30 points, obviously, for Doncic. So pulling up the shot charts over here, we're going to pull Doncic up. He has a yellow and orange matchup everywhere. The matchup on the shot chart does not look amazing, obviously. So, and I don't know why this is... Okay, there we go. But you can see, shoots majority of his shots from behind the arc. 41% of his shots are three-pointers going against the middle-of-the-pack defense. Then he shoots another, 42% in the paint, going against a decent defense under the rim, but not a very good defense in terms of in the paint itself. Then mid-range, 8th-ranked defense, shooting 16% of his shots. So overall, that doesn't look horrible to me. It doesn't look amazing either. It just depends on how good Luka comes out here and wants to play tonight. So I like Doncic this game. Give me 30 points for Luka. His original line is right at 32.5 for a reason. So give me that play for Luka at 1.31x. Now, who am I pairing with Luka? This is going to be the other promo that I like for NBA. I'm taking Jaylen Brown to give us 35 points and rebounds. I think this one's a little bit sweaty as well. It's a 1.5x. This gives us right at a double up. Let's look up Jaylen Brown because Jaylen Brown has been popping off. I really like Derek White today for some reason. Derek White, I just have a feeling he pops off. But Jaylen Brown has been so much more consistent. His line's 37.5. You're getting a three-point discount. He's catched this 59% of games on the season so far. Head-to-head, he's catched it one of his last 2 versus the Jazz. He had 38 in his only game this season versus the Jazz, so you got to look at that as well. Look at how he's done over his last 10. 7 of 10 games scoring almost 39 points and rebounds. Some of these games he's getting almost double-digit rebounds. So these are almost double-doubles from rebounds. 9 rebounds, 9 rebounds, 8 rebounds, 7 rebounds. So some of the games he slacks off in terms of rebounds. We can look at how many rebounds he averages per game, but you also got to look at points as well. How many points has been putting up per game? He's putting up 30-plus points in like 10 straight games. Some of these games he's getting over 40. He's definitely going to be scoring a lot versus this Jazz defense, one of the worst defenses in the league in terms of points allowed per game. Head-to-head, he had 36 his last game. So if he gives us 9 boards and gives us close to 30 points, he catches this line very, 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 very comfortably. Looking at rebounds, he's averaging, where are we at? Let's find the boards here. I could just be blind, to be honest with you guys. There it is, rebounds. So he's averaging 6 rebounds per game on the season. Lately, he's had some games where he gets 3 or 4, but he's had a lot of games where he's getting 8 to 12. So a ceiling of 13 on the season. So he can definitely get the boards this game. Utah gives up a decent amount of rebounds. Jaylen Brown's going to put up a lot of points, in my opinion, as long as he stays injury-free and doesn't get in foul trouble. I think we're good to go. So 2.5x on this one. Or 1.95x on this one. I don't know why I said 2.5 because I was typing 250. But Props Madness, we'll take a look at this as well. Come over here to the Jazz game. We're going to click Jaylen Brown, and we're going to look at the shot chart. Shot chart looks very, very well. Very, very good. I mean, 2 greens, a yellow, and an orange. Obviously, all the numbers there you can see. If you want to pause it and take a look at them yourself, you can. And if you look at Derek White has an even better matchup. He shoots a lot of threes, going against the worst three-point defense in the league. So that being said, I like Derek White tonight. Rebounds, assists. I like him for points. I think he just has a big game. So if you want to take that instead, I wouldn't blame you on that as well. But Jaylen Brown has been much more consistent. So in terms of a player that I feel more comfortable playing, it's Jaylen Brown, which is why I picked him for the free picks. So locking him in live. There we go. Those are our 2 slips. So we got Jaylen Brown with Luka Doncic, and then we got Lauri Markkanen with Jalen Duren. 250 to win 502, 250 to win 487. We'll refresh so you know it's legit. You can see. So those are the 4 plays that I have for today, guys. So lock them in if you like them. Fade them if you don't. That's what I've got for parlay play. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Once again, join the Discord if you're not in here already. We'd love to have you, and I'll see y'all in tomorrow's video.